another cheeky tune. Is it Halloween? Oh, did I miss it? Did I miss Halloween? Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, well, never mind. I better take this thing off then. Blah! Howdy, folks. Yes, it's me again. Back for another crazy vitamin show, Health Freedom, presented by Raconteurs News. Hello, everyone. You like my kitty likes my little silly what the fuck? Yep. Thanks, Weefy man. I like to shock you. Some dreadful piano tunes. Dreadful hat here. Look, there we go. So, actually, I got this. I love this. And some dreadful jokes later as well. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat. So we're going from the top. Hello, Tony. Tony's probably looking after the other show, Cookies and Lowlands Pete show tonight as well. So he's multitasking, keeping an eye on both channels, Starfish Troopers as well. Hello, Chris. Yeah, I've got two screens open today, Tony. Yeah, I'm broadcasting on, Chris, I'm broadcasting on Health Freedom, and I'm also broadcasting on Raconteurs News. So I would say this, that if you look down the bottom of this broadcast, the description, I've got links to Raconteurs News Live, this on Raconteurs News Live, or if you're on Raconteurs and you want to watch it on Health Freedom, you can do that. But I'm just trying to get my channel some exposure. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it like that. So, there could be some people in one chat, there could be some people in the other chat. So if you want to watch either show, you can flick between. But some people I might see what they're chatting about, and you may think, well, why are they saying that? But I will say that, okay? If you can, as Tony says, please show some love for the channel. If you can click the like button. I brought back the dislike button. I think they have, actually. Please don't do it. Well, you can if you want. I don't really care. And if you comment as well on the after show, it also gives the show some exposure as well. So I've actually got people on my channel now that are moderators. So if you guys want to try that, if the moderators want to tell me if their spanners are working. I know I made Miss Blue Sky and Tony and Spanish as well. Where are you, Spanish, you little git? I think I made Spanish one as well. But some people I just couldn't find their details. So how is everyone? Have you all had a good day? I'm going to say from the bottom here, hello, Weefy Man. Hello, Kitty. Tony, Miss Blue Sky, Sean Hammer. Hello, Sean. Taylor, hello. Chris Partridge, hello. And that's about it that's in the chat so far. Well, there's a few people watching, but not everyone would be in the chat. I'm going to have a look actually to see if let's have a look what it's doing in both channels. Subscriptions. Okay, so there's 11 watching on there. What about on my channel? Your channel? And there's 3 watching. So again, yeah, there's 3 people watching in my channel. If you want to go to the Raconteurs news channel, please do so, or stay where you are. It's entirely up to you. Okay. First of all, let's just say it was great to have Jason back last night. Raconteurs news is back again, and hopefully it will be staying around for a long time. That's the first thing. And secondly, let's do I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, okay? This is for entertainment and information only. That's why it says down here, I think it's down here now. I don't know if I'm pointing to the right place. Not a doctor, Robert. It's just all for fun and information purposes. All for legal reasons, of course. So yeah, today I'm going to present to you some information about the essential vitamin D, and why we need it, where we get it from, different sources of food. You've got lots of ways you can get vitamin D. I've got one of them right in front. In fact, I've got 2 of them right here. What else? We're going to do some health headlines as usual. And we're also going to do some interaction with the chat, see what people say, and some dreadful health jokes as well at the end. I know how you all love those. And I know you've all got some dreadful jokes as well. So, yeah, anyway, good to have you all on board again. What do you have for dinner? What do you have for your tea? I never know what it is. I think if you're up north, it's your tea, isn't it? What do you have for your tea? Or if you're down south, it's what do you have for your dinner? So let's have a look. And good evening to Robert and all chatters. Personally looking forward to this vitamin D talk, as he explains things very well. Thanks, Miss Blue Sky. Thank you very much. Yeah, Wee Fit Man, what the fuck? Yeah, did you like my little cat outfit there? Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? I like to shock people, It's about time I brought it out. I'm doing all right, Taylor. How are you? You weren't on last night. Where were you last night, Taylor? Where were you? Tell me. Were you out fiddling with the birds again? Didn't get your chest out for those birdies, did you? Oh, Miss Blue Sky, I'm a mod, not a rocker. Very good. You have to be a certain age to understand that. Yeah. Weefy man, I have to go for a wet walk, 6 miler. I'll watch later. Sorry, doctor means teacher. So I learned stuff out of you later. So thanks, Weefy man. And thanks for watching. And thanks for everyone who's watching the show on replay. It's nice to have you here. And I hope you will learn something and I can entertain you tonight. Cheers. What are you drinking? What did you have for dinner? So I had tea. I had an omelette tonight. Eggs again. Vitamin D. There is some vitamin D in eggs. Miss Blue Sky's having a dirty peri-peri chicken. Oh, I love a bit of peri-peri. Yeah. Taylor, what did you have? What did you have for your dinner? Oh, and Mia's in as well. Hello, Mia, Media Mogul. I saw you in the after chat, Mia. I'm sorry, it was Jason that kept adding you into the broadcast there, and I noticed you kept coming out. So if you do want to join us tonight, don't worry. I don't do unless I know people want to go into the broadcast. There's normally the regulars. So nice to have you here, though. And so yeah, tonight. Oh, and Nin's in as well. Hi all, strange lightning here in Snowdonia. Oh, oh. And Amanda's here as well, I believe. Yeah. So gin. I'm drinking gin. Amanda's drinking gin. It's all right. This looks like gin, but it's not. I promise you. Because if it was, I probably wouldn't get to the end of the show. So how are you, Nin? We haven't seen you for a while. Yeah. You okay? Yeah. All good? You weren't. I think you weren't well at one point. I think you said you had to have some you had to have some antibiotics. I don't know. I hope you're well now. Anyway. So yeah, let's let me come to my notes here. Where are we? 10 past. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 11 minutes past. So let's start vitamin D. First of all, let me just I've got stuff written down, but I like to talk to you and just from my head. As you all know, I'm a real health enthusiast, and it's difficult to get all your vitamins and be really regimented about it, and try and have your vitamins every day. Even I find it difficult. I really do, because some you want to take with food, and some are easier to take. Some are subliminal, where you put them under your tongue or at the side of your mouth, and others are in tablet form. And then you've got your vitamins that are in your food and stuff like that as well. So, but one of the ones that I do take, and the key ones I do try and take every day, apart from this summer, I did not take it every day because I don't like to use the word worship, because I'm not a pagan. So I don't worship the sun, but I do love the sun. And I think the sun really, really does help us heal. I don't go down the route of believing that the sun is here to, give you cancer in your skin and stuff like that. I mean, and there are some people that do spend a lot of time out in the sun. And I think if you do spend a lot of time out in the sun, I'll be covering this as well, maybe you need to take some precautions. But fundamentally, I did not take any sunscreen, any form of unnatural or something that I didn't make myself, or form of sunscreen in the summer. Because if I'm sitting on the beach, this year was the first year that I got my own salve that I make, and I put it on my skin because I know it's got some really good properties. I know it contains beeswax, and it contains coconut oil, and it contains colloidal silver, and it contains vitamin E in the form of olive oil, and lots of other really good things. In fact, I'll list it off for you in a second, maybe. So I know my skin is pretty well protected, and I'm not gonna just literally spend hours out in the sun, because that's the main source that we can get vitamin D. So I'm not going to just sit there and go, yeah, burn me, baby. But I also know that the sun is really good, and you can be under a brolly, a sun brolly, and you're still getting the sun. My sister lives in Spain; she'll tell you this. That you still get the sun, even in the shade, because of reflection and things like that from the sand, even. Yeah, I use a form of protection, which is my own salve. But fundamentally, I try not to cover up, because I think we need vitamin D, and it makes me feel really good. I mean, what did they used to do when people used to go to for rehabilitation, into the country? They like the old airmen or army people, they would sit them in the garden. They would sit them in the garden in the sun. It's a classic. The sun is there to heal you and to make you feel better. And don't we all feel better when the sun's out? Right now we're we're in the autumn and we're going into fall or into winter, and you know, it's all a bit dark, it's all a bit depressive, and therefore it's important to have the vitamin D in your body, and you do store it. It's a fat soluble vitamin, and it's something that can be that can really make you feel good. It helps protect your body as well, but as I'll explain in a second, you do need other vitamins as well in your body to help absorb vitamin D, because yeah, vitamin D is a hormone. It's one of the, you know, not a lot of people realize that it is actually a hormone, and I think that's why it's important to get it from the most natural source, which is the sun, personally. But not in the UK, you're not going to get it from the sun. So yeah, that's my basic rundown on vitamin D. I'm just going to have a quick look and see what people are saying, and then I'm going to go to my notes that I've made and start talking to you about it. All right. Oh, we've got quite a few people. Again, I just want to remind people, this show's been broadcast on Raconteurs News, and it's been broadcast also on Health Freedom UK YouTube channel. So if you see me quoting chats and you think, well, hang on, that person's not in my chat, and you want to go in and you want to interact with that chat, go to the one that's the busiest. Okay, I'm really not fussy. I just appreciate the fact that Jason's given me access to StreamYard via Raconteurs News to do this broadcasting and be able to interact with everyone. So the links are in the bottom where you're watching now. And again, please like this broadcast and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, either to Raconteurs News or I'd love you to subscribe to Health Freedom. By the way, I have got a guest coming up. I did say this on Raconteurs News last night. I've got the Yummy Mummy coming up. She's called Amanda Vollmer. She's an amazing woman, naturopath, and she knows a lot about natural medicine. She's written a book on DMSO, dimethyl sulfur oxide, and I'll be interviewing her. It's going to be a late one in January, January the 11th, I think it's scheduled for. Excuse me. Yeah, and I'm going to be interviewing her, and she's going to be my first ever interviewee, my first guest. So I'm really excited about that, and she's quite a big name in natural medicine. Clive DeCole had her on his show a couple of weeks back, I think it was. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But again, I'll remind you all a bit closer to the time as well. So let's just have a look what's going on this in the chat. Here he is. That beard, for fuck's sake. What wrong glass, Rob? Spanish, where are you watching? Are you watching on my channel? Because I made you, I think, a moderator. But it's no good if you're on my channel, is it? But then you're a moderator, I think, on Raconteurs News, so you can moderate on here anyway, I think. So that's not too bad. Nin says you can use coconut oil as a flea treatment on cats and dogs. Well, actually, you're right there. But my partner's cat, he had he's quite a long-haired cat, and he had fleas. We tried every normal method that you buy from the shops, and it didn't work. And in the end, we went with the neem oil. Dead. Neem oil, dead. Yeah, cat looked a bit of a funny color for a week, but the flea's gone, absolutely gone. Right, what else have we got here? Coconut oil, good for the sun, as I said in the past. Yep. What's Mia been saying? Yep. There you go. Many sunblocks are dangerous. And what do sunblocks do? They block your skin from breathing. The biggest organ in your body is your skin. So it's a bit like when you put a mask on, you're just reducing the amount of oxygen, and it's the same when you put on sunblock. I think people used to say, "Oh, you're putting on coconut oil. You're going to cook, aren't you?" Well, no, coconut oil is full of vitamin E, and that's going to go into my skin. My skin's going to absorb it, and it's going to be still allowed to be breathing as well. So it's a great source of protection, and it's great for your skin. And I think it smells quite nice. There are lots of different coconut oils out there. Some don't smell as good. If you go for the organic ones, and they're not expensive, they're really not that expensive. I go for the organic cold pressed coconut oils. I'm going to show you the one I buy actually, because I really like this. Look at this. This is so interactive and live. So I get this one from Germany, from where the Dinster lives, Dinny. So yeah, this is Bio Cocoa Sol, and it's all in German. But this tastes absolutely delicious, and I actually put this one also into myself as well. But I've tasted a lot of coconut oil. I might do a special on coconut oil as well. I've got a great book called The Coconut Oil Diet. Some people might turn around and say, coconut oil? It's full of fat. Yeah, you're right. Coconut oil? It's full of cholesterol. It'll raise your cholesterol, won't it? Yeah. Yeah, it will. Isn't high cholesterol bad for you? Is it? Some people say yes. Some people say no. So you just never know, you know. I personally believe that cholesterol actually is protects your body, and your brain is full of cholesterol. Your brain is full of myelin sheaths and cholesterol, and so when you decide to take a medication that is anti-cholesterol, you know, like a statin. Is that tablet programmed to say, I think I'll leave your brain behind. I won't touch it because I know it's full of cholesterol. So, no, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. So just think about that, you know. If you want to, you know, if you're worried, you know, if you're worried about your cholesterol, exercise more. You know, eat less, fast a bit. All sorts of things you can do, you know. Hi, JJ. Thank you. Nice to have you on board. Just seeing who else that I've missed here. And again, if you're watching on either platform, choose your platform because I can see everyone's chat. And in my platform, which is Health Freedom UK, and also in the Raconteurs news chat as well. I can see all your chats come through all in one, so it's great. It's great. Oh, Spanish, you're here all night. Yeah, we know you are, and you'll be in the after chat. I'm sure you will. Mia says coconut oil is also good for oil pulling, mouth bacteria detox. Yep. Quite difficult, isn't it, Mia, though, to do, to keep it in your mouth for about 10, 15 minutes. But it is really, really good to do that. Absolutely, really good. So let's go back to my notes then. So I'm going to talk to you all about everything that I've actually researched on the essential. And the reason it's called essential is because it's essential. And you need it every day, really. And maybe not every day. I personally take it every day when the sun's not out. So let's talk about vitamin D. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning that it dissolves in fats and oils and can be stored in your body for a long time. And it's actually a hormone for your body. And we get vitamin D from the sun, which I've talked about. So in the winter and autumn, it's more difficult to obtain. And there are two main dietary forms exist, okay? So you've got vitamin D3 and you've got vitamin D2. So I'm going to try and say the D3. Cholecalciferol, found in some animal foods like fatty fish and egg yolks. Okay, there's a clue there to what foods we need. And ergocalciferol. Guys, lots long words. Found in some plants, mushrooms, and yeasts as well. Of the two, D3, which is the cholecalciferol seems to be the almost twice as effective at increasing blood levels of vitamin D as D2 is able to do. So what does it do in your actual body, right? So vitamin D needs to undergo two conversion steps to become active, okay? First, it's converted to calcidiol in your liver, okay? So that's why it's important to have a good liver function. This is the storage form of the vitamin, okay? And second, it's then converted to calcitriol, okay, mostly in your kidneys. And this is the active steroid hormone form of the vitamin D, okay? So I'll just say that again. First, it's converted to calcidiol in your liver, and then it's converted to calcitriol in your kidneys, okay? Vitamin D affects various cells related to bone health, okay? For example, it promotes the absorption of calcium and phosphorus from your gut. Again, important to have a healthy gut because your gut is your second brain. Cheers, everyone. Okay. But scientists have recently discovered that it also plays roles in other areas of health, such as your immune function and protection against things like cancer. So just as a quick summary there, vitamin D is turned into calcidiol, the storage form of the vitamin, which is then converted into calcitriol, the active steroid form. Calcitriol binds to the vitamin D receptor inside your cells, turning genes on and off. Remember, it's a hormone. So sunshine is an effective way to get vitamin D. Vitamin D can be produced from cholesterol in your skin, okay, when it's exposed to ultraviolet B, UVB rays from the sun. If you live in an area with abundant sunshine, you can probably get all of the vitamin D you need by sunbathing a few times per week. Keep in mind that you need to expose a large part of your body. If you're only exposing your face and hands, you will produce much less vitamin D. Also, if you stay behind glass or use sunscreen, you will probably produce less vitamin D or none at all, which is what I said earlier, if you're using some sort of sunscreen. However, you should make sure that you use a form of sunscreen. I say a form. When staying in the sun for extended period. Sunshine is healthy, but sunburns can cause premature skin aging and raise your risk of skin cancer. I will say this, I've said it before, that skin cancer rates haven't gone down since they introduced sunscreen. Do you remember that? Do you remember that song by Baz Luhrmann? Wear sunscreen. It was quite a good song, but yeah. So if you're staying in the sun for a long time, consider going without sunscreen for the first 10 to 30 minutes, depending on your sensitivity to sunlight, then applying it before you start to burn. So again, coconut oil is fine, or some sort of natural stuff. I'm just not a big lover of artificial sunblocks and things like that. As vitamin D gets stored in your body for weeks or months at a time, you may only need, occasional sunshine to keep your blood levels adequate. That said, if you live in an area without adequate sunlight, getting vitamin D from foods or supplements is absolutely, here's that word again, essential, especially during the winter. Okay, so summary, sunshine is an effective way to get the vitamin D, but sunscreen blocks its production. While sunbathing safely can help you obtain adequate levels, many people don't have access to sunshine for most of the year. So, best food sources. Okay, I've got some information here. In fact, I'll just quickly share this with you. Let's go back to my. Let's do the share screen. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen here. I'm not looking at the chat at the moment because it'll put me off. So here we are. There we go. Share screen. Okay, so you can see here, these are the different food sources. So the top of the table, and RDI is recommended daily intake. Okay, so this is just recommended. Okay, top of the table, cod liver oil. That's what I take every day. I can't. I mean, it says 1 tablespoon, which is 15 ml. I actually take 2 of these capsules. What does it say? I mean, this says cod liver oil. It says 450 milligrams. I don't know really what 15 ml is, but I doubt 2 capsules is going to be 1 tablespoon. My poor sister used to be given cod liver oil every day. I'm sure there's a few people on this website or on this chat that can remember being stuffed cod liver oil down there. But yeah, I personally, I mean, I don't advertise with Vitabiotics. I just buy their products. This one's also, I find that this says it comes from sustainable fisheries, and yeah, it's just sometimes I've had fish oils where it can give you a bit of a fishy burp afterwards. I find these don't give you that. I just don't like anything like that. So second, then you've got salmon, which is, they say 85 grams, which is your 75%. Then you've got tuna. Then you've got beef liver, 1 large whole egg, and then sardine canned in oil. Okay, so there you go. So those are your different levels you can see. So there's many ways that you can get it. So coming back to the, so in summary, cod liver oil is the single best source of vitamin D3. Fatty fish is also a good source, but you have to eat it frequently to get enough. And that's why I like that. Okay. So yeah, because I just don't eat enough fish. You know, I wasn't brought up on fish. Some people love fish, but I have it occasionally, but I don't eat enough oily fish. So what are symptoms of deficiency? Deficiency is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies out of all the vitamins. Vitamin D is a common one. God, I'm struggling tonight because I'm talking so much. So people with dark skin are more likely to be deficient. Additionally, older adults are at a much greater risk of being deficient. Those who have certain diseases are also very likely to be deficient. One study showed that 96% of people who had experienced heart attacks were low in vitamin D. So again, you know, if you want to avoid heart attacks, make sure your vitamin D levels are good. Overall, vitamin D deficiency is a silent epidemic, and the symptoms are usually subtle and may take years or decades to surface. So if you are worried whether you're getting enough vitamin D, you know, go and see the doctor. I'll talk about some of the symptoms as well. The most well-known symptom of vitamin D deficiency is rickets, a bone disease common in children in developing country. Deficiency is also linked to osteoporosis. Bless my mum. Unfortunately, she's got this, but I think she got this when she was younger. Reduced mineral density and increased risk of falls and fractures in older adults. What's more, studies indicate that people with low vitamin D levels have a much greater risk of heart disease and diabetes types 1 and 2, cancer, dementia, and autoimmune diseases like MS, multiple sclerosis. Finally, vitamin D deficiency is linked to a reduced life expectancy. So there you go. That said, it's unclear whether deficiency contributes to these diseases or whether people with low levels are just more likely to get them. Okay, now I'm just going to talk to you also about SAD. Okay, excuse me. SAD is a seasonal affective disorder. And it's a type of depression that comes and goes in a seasonal pattern. SAD is sometimes known as the winter depression because the symptoms are usually more apparent and more severe during the winter. With some people, SAD may have symptoms during the summer and feel better during the winter. Symptoms of SAD are a persistent low mood. I need to blow my nose, I think. Excuse me. Talk amongst yourself. Oh, excuse me. Any bogeys? No, sorry, just joking. Persistent low mood, a loss of pleasure or interest in normal everyday activities, irritability, feelings of despair, guilt, and worthlessness, lethargic, lacking in energy, sleeping during the day, sleeping for longer than normal, and finding it hard to get up in the morning, craving carbs and gaining weight, difficult concentrating, and decreased sex drive. For some people, these symptoms can be severe and have a significant impact on their day or day-to-day activities. What causes SAD? The exact causes of SAD is not fully understood, but it's often linked to reduced exposure to sunlight during the autumn and winter days. The main theory is that a lack of sunlight, might stop a part of the brain called the hypothalamus working properly, which may affect the production of melatonin. And melatonin is a hormone that makes you feel sleepy. In people with SAD, the body may produce it in higher than normal levels. During the day, you make serotonin. At night, you make melatonin. You need to have an even balance. Excuse me. Production of serotonin is a hormone that affects your mood, appetite, and sleep. A lack of sunlight may lead to lower serotonin levels, which is linked to feelings of depression. Your body's internal clock. Your body uses sunlight to time various important functions, such as when you wake up. So lower light levels during the winter may disrupt your body clock and lead to symptoms of SAD. It's also possible that some people are more vulnerable to SAD as a result of their genes, as some cases appear to run in families. So what are the treatments for SAD? Lifestyle measures including getting as much natural sunlight as possible, exercising regularly, just going for a walk, get out into nature, 20 minutes a day, whatever, and managing your stress levels. Light therapy, which I'm going to show you in a second, where a special lamp called a light box is used to simulate exposure to sunlight, and also therapies such as CBT as well, or counseling. I'm struggling tonight. I want to show you my SAD box. Here it is. Let me go back to the camera. Here we are. So this is my light source that I use in here as well. And this is my SAD lamp. I'm going to do it that way because I don't want to blind you. So you can see. I love this thing. It's called Daylight. I don't think you can get them anymore. But yeah, this is my SAD, and I have it on every night actually. They say you only need about 20 minutes a day, but you can see the sort of light it gives. Look, it's pretty bright. It's really bright, and it helps light up my show as well at night. So it's a really good form of natural vitamin D, or not natural vitamin D, but vitamin D as well. So in summary, vitamin D deficiency is associated with a variety of health issues, as well as reduced life expectancy. I need some more water, excuse me. Talk amongst yourselves. La 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 la. This is a real show. A real show. I did have a start of a cold last week, actually. Or some people might call it a detox. But if you get on it straight away, you can normally head it off. I think this is just the last form of it, because I'm talking a lot tonight. Someone else needs to talk. In fact, this could be a good time just to come back to you and see what's going on in the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat, shall we? And again, if you're watching the show, either on Health Freedom and you want to interact with the chat and you don't think there's many people in there, at the bottom here is the link to Raconteurs news chat as well, or the live show there, or vice versa. So whichever one you want to interact with. And the Jimmy Hagen's in. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy was back last night as well. Let's have a look. Wigan's in. Hello, James. James, I think you should do live videos from your bath. You might get more people, contributing. You could call it the bath sessions. I know you love a bath. Yeah. Actually, Amanda Vollmer, who's going to be my first guest, she did. Oh, God. She did videos from the bathtub. Rather cheeky. So let's go and we'll go from the bottom here. Hello, Regina. I haven't seen you for ages. Welcome aboard. Spanish, I need some water in my alcohol system. Jim Hagen. I usually dilute my water with alcohol to ease the side effects. Everyone's doing the alcohol jokes, it would appear. I'm going to actually, let me just highlight. I'm going to get really good at this, right? So I'm going to highlight this. And I know that's that's where I did my comments from. Clever. Let's have a look. Spanish, fuck me, more water. He will be pissing on the stream next. You should be so lucky. At least I showed my face. Anyway, why didn't you reply to my bloody Telegram message, Spanish chicken? Yes, Chris. Thank you. Massive sad lamp. Absolutely. That's a grow light. No. No. No, we haven't got anything like that in this house. I say, not at all. Chugging that water up. Yeah, I am Spanish. But I think it's because I had the, the start of a cold, but I've got rid of it. Let's have a look. Anyone else I missed that's in the chat? Spanish chicken. I ain't sticking my head in a light box. Just go disco teaching once a week. Works fine for me. You really are showing your age, Spanish. Disco. Not even nightclub, mate. Disco. Oh, dear. What else are people saying? Yeah, good evening, Jimmy. He said good evening up here. Mia says after antibiotics, take probiotics, but before take antibiotics, colloidal silver in monatomic gold. Wow, that sounds interesting. Monometonic gold. I've heard gold is meant to be good, Mia. And yeah, probiotics, absolutely. And have you? And there's also prebiotics, isn't there? We need to do. I need to do a show about probiotics again. All linked to your gut. Your gut is your second brain. It's all to do with the spinal fluid and all joining, etc. So yeah, thanks for that, Mia. Yeah, exactly, Kitty. You have to get the right one, which you don't get fishy burns or burps even, you mean. Yep. What happens if you eat cod livers? It helps your body, Chris. That's what I know. And also, my nut juice comes in all different flavors as uni. Okay, I think we're almost there now. Oh, Tony. Now, Tony's got something to say here. Let's have a look. THC binds to the LCT, long chain triglycerides, and there's short and medium chain triglycerides, and coconut oil, I believe, is a MCT, a medium chain triglyceride. Absolutely right, Tony. In coconut oil, and when your liver processes it, it's supposedly 4 to 5 times stronger than smoking. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that. What's Mia said? Tried the after check, took ages to get in. Every time Jason added me, it threw me out. Oh, okay. I thought you would. Sorry, I just thought you were coming out yourself. Actually, you know, please come on the after chat tonight, Mia. And if you if you're gonna add your comments. It'd be nice if we did talk in the after chat about some health issues, because nobody seems to. No James tonight. Where's James? I don't know. So let's go down here then. Let's go down. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the chat now, back to vitamin D. Potential health benefits, okay, of vitamin D, okay? So reduced risk of osteoporosis, falls and fractures. Higher doses of vitamin D can help prevent osteoporosis, falls and fractures in older adults. Better strength, vitamin D can increase physical strength in both upper and lower limbs. Cancer prevention, vitamin D may help prevent cancer. One study noted that 1,100 international units per day alongside calcium reduced cancer risk by 60%. I used to say to my patients when I was a diabetic eye screener, because they obviously whoever came in was with diabetes, I used to say to them, you know, do you have vitamin D? You know, nearly all of them said no. It was terrible. So yeah, and one of the things it says here, reduced risk of type 1 diabetes. One study in infants linked 2,000 international units of vitamin D per day to a 78% reduced risk of type 1 diabetes. Because again, it's a hormone. Depression management studies show that vitamin D may ease symptoms in people with clinical depression. So if you're thinking, why am I walking around feeling so depressed? You know, maybe it is your vitamin D levels. You know, if you're starting to get achy joints and things like that, it could be linked to vitamin D levels. Improved mortality. Studies suggest that vitamin D reduces people's risk of dying during this study period, indicating that it may help you live longer. These results are preliminary. According to a recent review, more evidence is necessary to confirm many of the health benefits. excuse me, research suggests, so in summary, research suggests that vitamin D may have numerous benefits related to cancer, bone health, mental health, autoimmune diseases, but more studies are needed, obviously. So how much should you take? So the only way you know if you're deficient is by having your blood levels measured. So you've got to go to a doctor and have a test done. I personally just start. I don't want to rely on a doctor. You could have a blood test done, even I think, for something like that, because a lot of these pharmacies now are doing things like that. So you might not even need to go to a doctor to have it done. But I suppose if you want it free, if you can get an appointment, you could go to a doctor. Your healthcare provider will measure the storage form of vitamin D, which is known as the calcifidiol. Under 12 ng or mil is considered deficient. Anything above 20 is considered adequate. The recommended daily intake for vitamin D is as follows: 400 international units for infants 0 to 12 months. Yes, babies also need vitamin D. That's why it's important that you try and give your babies, and you can get vitamin D spray for kids as well. 600 international units for children and adults 1 to 70 years, 800 international units for old adults and pregnant or breastfeeding women. Although adequacy is measured at 20 milli, many health experts believe that people should aim for blood levels higher than 30 mil for optimal health and disease prevention. Additionally, many believe that the recommended intake is far too low and that people need much higher optimum blood levels. According to the US National Academy of Medicine, the safe upper limit is 4,000 international units, which is 100 mcg per day. 4,000. There we go. That's what I take every day. I've just changed my vitamin D spray. So I was getting this one. I was using this one. So I was using this one, Better You. And again, and this is 3,000. Okay. I would say this has got a slightly better taste than this one, but so I've now got this one. Not that one. I'm going to show you that anyway. This one. So this is the 4,000, and this is the max strength. You can see also these both cost the same, about $5.99. They'll last at least a couple of months, so they should see you through winter. And literally, all you do is one spray, either at the side of your mouth, okay, or under your tongue, and you just leave it there for about a minute or so, and try not to drink anything. Silly idiot, me. I like all these sprays. I really, really like all these sprays. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about about B12 as well. And so, being a man of health, I did my research, and I also got some vitamin B12 daily oral spray. So again, you can get that. That's with Better You as well. Okay, and that is 4 sprays a day. You can see again, it's another big bottle. So I just do that daily because, yeah, I'm getting a bit older these days. Need to make sure I've got enough vitamins. That's why I take my cod liver oil. Going back to the cod liver oil. Cod liver oil, if you also helps with your pain levels, and also it's a really good fat source to your brain, and therefore cod liver oil capsules are really good for helping you not overeat, because one of the reasons we overeat is because you're looking for fats, and that's why I'm not a great lover of low fat foods. I think low-fat foods, since they introduced them, we've got all a bit fatter. And that's why I was talking to, I think, Jimmy O this morning, and he was talking about double cream. I love double cream. I'm a big lover of double cream. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you fill your body with fats, it turns off your need and want to reach for like maybe carbohydrates or snacking. It stops you snacking. So again, the more you put into, that's why eggs are a really good thing to start with in the morning. If you have eggs, like Kendo, one of our the gentleman older raccoons, eggs are a great source to fill your brain up, and also it just generally fills you up as well. And if you have a bit of toast with it as well, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of toast. Bread, as organic as you can get it, make your own. I've got a story about bread and a bit later actually. So yeah, I go for the 4,000. Just started taking the 4,000, but again, if in doubt, consult your doctor or go and see a pharmacist or anyone who's got letters after them, because I've got to say that for legal reasons. Okay, so in summary, the RDA for vitamin D is 400 international units for infants, 600 international units for children and adults, 800 international units for older adults and pregnant or breastfeeding women. It's important to keep in mind that nutrients usually don't work in isolation. Many of them depend on one another. An increased intake of one nutrient may increase your need for another. Some researchers claim that fat-soluble vitamins work together, and that's crucial to optimize your vitamin A and K intake while supplementing with vitamin D3. Okay, so this is especially important for vitamin K2, another fat-soluble vitamin that most people don't get enough of. But we're not talking about that. Magnesium, another important mineral, often lacking in the modern diet, may also be important for vitamin D function. What have I talked about? Where do we get magnesium? In salt. So, or you can, if you want, make your own magnesium, or contact me and I'll sell you a bottle if you want. You know, this can go straight onto your skin. That's magnesium. And you know, it'll get onto the biggest organ on your body, the skin. I put it on my joints, in my joint area. I know I'm getting plenty of magnesium then as well. What's the C full of? Magnesium, salt. So, summary: evidence suggests that vitamin D works with magnesium and vitamins A and K to promote health. So, okay. So what happens to you if you take too much? Now, my son's friend, actually, he went to see a doctor. Doctor said, you are really, really low in vitamin D. So we need to give you a good dose of vitamin D. So he gave him these tablets, and the guy went and took too many, all in once. Took far too much. And vitamin D toxicity is very rare, but it happens to him. And if you take it in very high doses for extended periods, some of the symptoms of toxicity include confusion, lack of concentration, drowsiness, depression, vomiting, abdominal pain, constipation, high blood pressure. So vitamin D toxicity is very rare. The symptoms do include that, as I've just explained. Right. So the bottom line, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, important for bone health. For those low in this nutrient, increasing intake may also reduce depression and improve strength. Your skin produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. Foods like fatty fish, fish oil, liver contain vitamin D, as well as certain fortified foods and supplements. Deficiency is fairly common due to limited sunlight exposure and a small selection of rich dietary sources. Okay, if you don't spend much time in the sun and rarely eat fatty fish, consider supplementing. It's a really, really easy way to get it. Yeah, like that. Vitamin D. Just spray it in your mouth. I prefer these because it gets into your body better than the tablet form. You can get a tablet form of vitamin D. I would also, if you do go for a tablet form, get the vitamin K with it, with the vitamin K as well, but that is a bit more expensive. If you haven't got a good digestive system, it's going to be harder for you to absorb the vitamin D, taking it in a tablet form. Getting the vitamin D can go a long way to boosting your health. Okay, so that is vitamin D. I hope you liked it. I'm going to do some health stories in a minute. Yeah, please, if you've got any questions, I might be able to answer them. But yeah, really go and see a professional, because I'm not a professional. I'm just Dr. Robert, not an actual doctor. Okay, but we love that song, don't we, Jimmy? Dr. Robert from the Beatles. I wish I could play it. I really do. Let's go back to the chat then, see what's going on. Right, I'm going to go, so where I highlighted, okay. Oh, Regina says, I usually listen later on iPod. Great, thank you. And thanks to everyone who's joining the show, and I hope you're enjoying it, and on the playbacks. John Smith's in. Hello, John. Good to see you. I've just fired my sad lamp. Fired, or just mean fired it up? I'm sure you mean that. Good. Miss Blue Sky, Jimmy Hagan had a few last night. So that's a chat going on. No, I'm not going to say that. Spanish, you naughty man. What was I saying about discos? Nightclub, hello. They open 24 hours now, Rob. Do they? Do they? Never go to them, mate. My nightclub days are over. There you go. John Smith, take prebiotics. That's what I was saying earlier. We need to do a thing about prebiotics and probiotics. I take prebiotics when I feel queasy. Regina, what do you take? What is your prebiotics that you take? I'm interested to know. Please tell me. It's all interactive here. And Jimmy says, if you eat cod liver or cod livers, you start to develop fish fins. So be careful. Annette Roberts, is it true you absorb vitamin D through your eyes? Yeah. And has anyone heard of sun gazing? I mean, there is a time of day when you can actually look at the sun, but you know you've got to be careful. Obviously, don't want to be looking at the sun midday. You know, I mean, it's fairly obvious when you can look at the sun, and when it's in the distance. They call it gazing, don't it? But you're absolutely right. You do absorb it through your eyes, and that's why it's important to try and not wear glasses when you're sunbathing if you can. I actually do anyway, but then the sun still gets through. But yeah, you're right in that. It does. You do get it through your eyes. Let's see what else. Regina, I give coconut oil to the cats. They love it. Do you? Do they? What? Literally just feed the cats coconut oil. I've never done that. My partner's got cats. You're tempting me now. I've got a cat here. Look, let's have a look. Look. I've got a cat. This looks good. Yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. I think I'm getting crazier as I get older. Is that possible? If you didn't notice, I did wear that at the beginning, by the way, for those of you who weren't here. Never trust a girl with a tattoo on her back. Oh dear. Yeah, stay on points or else distraction. How much John Smith, you can make your own pre. Oh, right, okay. You can make your own prebiotics by simply making a bowl of porridge and cover it and leave it in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. I don't mind a bit of porridge in the winter. Okay, thanks for that. Get some organic oats. Some people don't like porridge. I would have porridge. To me, that's a great excuse to have some lovely raw milk if you can get it, or organic milk and full fat as well. Vitamin D makes you feel good in the morning and seems to give you energy, says Kitty. Yeah, I would agree with that. Chris Partridge. My problem is that I didn't go to bed until 10 a.m. this morning. Actually, Chris, thanks. You've really reminded me. There. Yeah, people who work shifts are prone to vitamin D deficiency. And people, I'm sorry to tell you this, Chris, but people that work shifts, right, are more likely to get type 2 diabetes. And I used to see loads of people, right, with type 2 diabetes, and they would tell me they work shifts. So you've got to be really, really careful and make sure you are going to get your vitamin D. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do if you work shifts. You work shifts. It's not the healthiest choice. We're not meant to, because again, we're meant to make serotonin during the day and melatonin at night. I tried shifts. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. John Smith's, I take 10,000 international units a day. Great. As long as you feel good on it, John, this is all about your health freedom. Hey, do you like that? So, yeah, 10,000 units is good. If that feels good for you. Spanish Chicken, Raconteurs News. Rob, can you mod Jimmy on his comments I held for review? Cheers, pal. Oh, I don't know. Can I? Don't know. Yeah, if you're watching the show and you want to interact with the other chat, please do so. I don't know who's watching who now. It doesn't really matter now. So Kitty says 4,000, 2 sprays in the morning. I like to do 4 sprays in the morning. Well, that's a lot. Yeah. I suppose if it's the 3,000, so 1 spray is going to give you 3,000. So, yeah, 2 sprays is going to give you 6,000 if you use that one. But if you're using the 4,000, 2 sprays is going to give you at least 8,000 units. So, Miss Blue Sky, would love to, if you could do a show based on common mental health and possible natural health remedies, Robert. Just throwing it out there. I like your little emoji there, Miss Blue Sky. It's very nice. Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, something I'll consider. Absolutely. Again, I don't like to do the show all the time. I like just to try and give people a rest from it. I love my health. I love talking about health, but I don't want to ram it down your throat. It's even if I can convince you, if I can plant some seeds and get you just to change a little bit, then I feel I've helped you achieve something there, or just made you aware of something that you might not have been aware of. Mia says, if you're down in the dumps, it's depression. Everyone down in the dumps recession. I like that. Very good. Yeah, mental health issues. Yeah, I know, Miss Blue Sky. Yeah, okay. Regina. By the way, I took your tip on good salt under the tongue and then water. I eat bland, so that was a good tip. Already feeling better. Thanks to Dr. Rob. Yes, this is what I wanted to hear. This is amazing. Thank you so much. That's really good news. See, that's made my day. Thanks, Regina. I'm really pleased to hear it. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of salt under the tongue before you drink some water, and it really does get into your cells better. And you should feel better for it. You really should. You don't need that much, Rob. Humans survived without vitamin D before vitamins came along. That's how we got here, mate. Yeah. But then, all right, Spanish. Ready? I go all conspirator on you. What about those things up in the sky that block the sun? Did they have them all those years ago? Those lovely chemical trails that those planes leave behind and block the sun out. Did they have those? Yeah. So shut up. Mia says, take a walk for you. It's good and free. Funny was because what does that say? Take a walk. It's good for you and free. Funny was covering advice too. Okay. Vitamin D is much more effective with vitamin K2 and MK7. Okay. Yeah, I've heard about the K2. Let me have a quick look. Sources of K2. I should have done this, and I apologize. Let's have a look quickly of K2 vitamin. So there you go. Okay, so these are 8 vitamin K2 rich foods that can help you with absorbing your vitamin D. So you've got cheese, 8 loads of cheese, beef livers, chicken, 8 loads of chicken, butter, 8 loads of butter, sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is also a great source of probiotic as well, and egg yolk, 8 loads of eggs. So there you go. I know that I'm pretty good with K2 as well. So my vitamin D, because I take all of those as well. It's found in animal foods and fermented dishes. There you go. So it's also produced by your gut bacteria. And there's something called natto, a Japanese dish made from fermented soybeans. It's one of the best sources of K2. Other sources include meat, liver, and cheese. There we go then. So we've covered that. Let's go back to the stream. So that's a bit of K2 there. Okay. Is that Robert has frozen? I hope not. I might have done. I feel quite warm actually. Another bad joke. Plenty of bad jokes to come. Stay tuned. Or don't. If your diet is fecked, that will work. Mostly, you don't need them. Just eat proper, innit? Says Spanish Chicken. I was not unwell, but I'm having a stressful time with neighbours. I'm sorry to hear that, Regina. Everyone gives Regina some advice. How can she deal with the stress of her neighbours? Come on. Give her some advice. Give her some love. Send her some love. I think Regina is a girl. I don't know, actually. Miss Blue Sky says, I'm going to see what else can come in the spray. I've seen the B vitamins now as well. You can get in a spray. There you go. So you can get the B vitamins in the spray as well. And again, B vitamins, you need they're water soluble vitamins, so you do need those every day as well. Oh, excuse me. My omelet's coming back to haunt me. Grow your spearmint, you lazy facts. Okay. Cod liver oil is brain food. Yep, absolutely. Cod liver oil is great for your brain. And Regina, I want to eat. I want to overeat. I have no appetite because of stress. Sorry to hear that. Jimmy O being his usual comical self. Hi guys. I'd like you to really buy my salve because it's really good for you. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Mia says castor oil is a parasite cleanse as well. Where does that go, Mia? Yeah, it also raises your IQ. Yep, absolutely. I grow my own spearmint Spanish, says Regina. Kitty says I grow lemon balm. Regina says magnesium oil makes me itch. Do you make your own? Because you can dilute it down a bit. If it makes you itch, just dilute it down with some distilled water. Vegetable oils cannot be processed in the liver properly and can block the arteries, whereas animal fats do not. Yep, if you're going to cook, really, I mean, I do cook some vegetable oils occasionally, but yeah, if you can cook, if you do want to cook, it's better to use animal fats as well. But if you're a veggie, if you're a vegetarian, you don't want to be doing that, or if you're a vegan, you don't want to be doing that, obviously. So you need to stick to vegetable oil. Just eat dandelions, you'd be fine. Dandelions you can eat, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They're good. Dandelions are a favourite of mine, says Regina. Yeah, you can put them in salad. Colloidal silver, man, takes too much and so turned blue. Yeah, that was to colloidal silver. My partner's cat had to go to the vet this week and got into a fight with another cat, and a cut on the side got infected, and suddenly started having an extra side face. So I took it to the vets, and they gave it. And funny enough, it had already burst and started going down, but she wanted to get it checked out anyway. And they gave it some antibiotics for 2 weeks as well, an injection. And I turned around and I said, "Oh, normally," I said, and with the other cat, I said, "I spray colloidal silver on the cats if they get a cut or anything." And like it also works on the other cat that's got a bit of a skin problem. And the vet said, "Oh, we don't use anything like that because there's no evidence for it." And I missed the opportunity to say to the vet, "But why do they put colloidal silver in bandages then in the NHS and in the health industry?" Again, it's all about, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, it's got to be evidence-based. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's like the thing about the man who drank too much colloidal silver, Mia, was a hit piece again. And yes, he did, because apparently he was drinking gallons of it, you know. But there's the old wives' tale, isn't it, or whatever it is, born with a silver spoon in his mouth. People who could afford it let their babies suck on a silver spoon because they knew it was antimicrobial, and that it helped protect them from illnesses and things. Peppermint is good for keeping spiders away, they say, says Miss Blue Sky. Mrs. thinks I'm mad as I wander through the garden eating unwashed stuff. Good for you, Spanish. That's probably why, you're so handsome. Elf stories, please. Yeah, coming up. Don't worry. They're coming up. It's 2121, just in case you wanted to know. Health stories are coming up. Okay. Let's do some health stories. What time was that? That was 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm getting well behind. No, I'm going to fly through these, okay? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, you give them clarified butter ghee and an egg yolk too. I've got some ghee. Wow, that's interesting. To the cats, she said. John Smith. Do not do sun gazing. It will damage your retinas and they will suffer premature sight weakening, says John Smith. Some people do it, John. I'm not advocating it, but some people do it. I was an eye specialist, and I've stared at the sun. My eyes. I've got an eye condition. It's not got any worse, so it wasn't due to the sunlight. Allegedly, people who work night shifts are more likely to get cancer. There you go. Well, what did I say to require moderation, says Jimmy Hagan? I don't know, mate. True, kudos to all the care workers doing night shifts, because that sucks when they're all oldies are asleep and they're trying to stay awake on coffee. Yeah, really difficult. Okay, Spanish was saying this. Think back 100 years. The stuff you ate gave you nutrition you needed. Go back to basics. No processed shit, and you'll be fine. You don't need loads of supplements. It's great, Spanish. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I will say this as well. Okay. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Yeah. I will say this, and that is that I want you to think that when we started doing industrial farming and people were growing, I've just got my allotment, okay, and I want to try and make the soil as healthy as possible. I'm not going to use any pesticides on it, okay. I'm going to compost all my own veg and things like that, and try and put it back into the ground. But I want you to think about when we started industrial farming in the 1930s and 1940s, okay, how rich were the minerals in the soil. Now, what if those things, okay, are affecting the soil? Why are companies like Monsanto, okay, bringing out seeds that grow in aluminium soil? Maybe it's because of things like those, yeah, and the soil is being depleted of all the minerals. And this is why I say to people, one of the best way to get minerals is to eat more really healthy salt, because you can get your minerals from that. Fulvic minerals. I think Clive de Carle talks about fulvic minerals as well. Water-based minerals. So yeah, you need your minerals, mate. It's all very well saying, just avoid stuff like that. And yeah, 100 years ago, I would agree with you. I really would agree with you. Right, so let's have a look. What else has been said here? So John Smith, for magnesium, you use grey unwashed Celtic salt and it tastes good too. I use the Dead Sea salts, John. That's how I made my magnesium. Yeah, and I'm actually gonna. I want to buy copper, stroke brass instruments, because I'm going to talk about, because this is a health freedom show, and I'm going to talk about, as I've got my allotment now, I'm going to talk about my allotment as well, and different methods that I'm going to use to grow my vegetables, because I want to be different to everyone else, because that's me. I don't want to do a health show that's the same as everyone else. I don't want to do my allotment that's the same as everyone else. Rob, you're going to need a new t-shirt or a feckin' bra. Sort it for fix's sake. LOL. Blue cheese. Love a bit of blue cheese. Chris is asking what your neighbours are doing. Let's have a look. We're getting near the bottom here now. Then we're going to do some health stories. Miss Blue Sky, I'm waiting for the niacinamide in a spray. And look for it. Maybe it's out there. What's that? Dandelions? What? Dandelions taste fucking horrible. That's why you don't see them in the shops. There you go. Many moons ago, copper door handles, stair, banister, pull cords, etc. was in hospitals as it kills bad bacteria. And now they're plastic. And that's why I want to use copper tools into the soil, because apparently it also stops you having as many like slugs and things like that into the soil. Yeah. Reg, can you do the cha-cha-cha? Tony was a bit of a dancer. I was a bit of a dancer, but I just couldn't get my glissade together. Tempura dandelions, delicious. And that's it. We're caught up with the chat. So let's do some health headlines, shall we? Yes, let's, Robert. Do some health headlines. Okay. So we'll start with the NHS. NHS wants another 7 billion. Health chiefs warn soaring inflation has left them with massive hole in budget as Richie Sunak rules out cuts and promises to prioritise ailing 150 billion a year service as critics call on hospitals to sell 12 million pounds worth of art. What hospitals have got 12 million pounds worth of art? The 152 billion per year health service in England is seeking an extra 7 billion. It blames sky-high inflation for reducing the value of cash it needs to treat patients. That's one story. Devastating nurse strikes might begin before Christmas. Everyone's going on strike. 100-year-old union's ballot ends as thousands vote on first ever mass NHS walkout. NHS nurses could take to the picket line before Christmas if the Royal College of Nursing strikes ballot, which closed today. If it delivers a yes vote, results are expected in the next coming weeks. NHS's terrifying hidden cancer toll: 25,000 plus patients on waiting lists will be completely unaware they have tumours and face deadly delays due to record breaking backlog, analysts claims. GPs will have had no suspicion of the disease and will only be discovered when patients finally have scans or start treatment for something else. Every glass of tap water you drink has been consumed by up to 10 people before you. Not tap water. The tap water you drink flows through a recirculating process that sends your wastewater to either a purifying plant or the environment and back to the plant before returning it to your home. So I distill my water, or I buy bottled water, spring water. So, yeah, I just don't. I don't like the taste of tap water. Britain's pesticide-laden bread. That's what I was talking about earlier. 50% of loaves sold in supermarkets now contain at least 2 bug-killing chemicals. Checks were done on white and brown loaves, crumpets, scones, and muffins. Tests by Pesticide Action Network UK found 11 different pesticides on them. Analysts found a total of 137 different pesticide residues across all produce. So I'm going to actually share this with you as well. Let me come back to the chat. I'm going to share this screen and you're going to see this. Okay, so window, where are we? Telegram. Is that it? Okay, there you go. So you can see grapefruit. So percentage of samples, here we go. See my percentage of samples with multiple pesticides. Grapefruit, 100% of the samples had a 9% pesticides found on one sample. Grapes, 92% of them had 14. Bananas, 72% had 5. Berries and small fruits, 60% had 7. Peppers, 56% had 11. Raspberries, 54%. Oh, I've got raspberries on my allotment. The person who had it before left me some raspberry bushes, so I'm very, very happy about that. Had 13 different pesticides found on it. Greens and kale, 45% of the samples had 7% of 7 different pesticides. Melon, 45% had 5. Beans and pods, 40% had 6. Aubergine, 34% had 8. Broccoli, 23% of it had 7. And mushrooms, 11% had 4 different pesticides. So mushrooms was the best out of the lot of them. But like I say to you before, that some of the best ways to clean your fruit and veg is with bicarbonate of soda or with apple cider vinegar. I like to use bicarbonate of soda. None of us can always afford organic veg, but this to me is just telling us, I mean, we were talking about bread here, but this is just telling us, like, you know, especially things like peppers is so simple. You know, just get yourself a big bowl or grapefruit, anything like that, you know, because the pesticides are on the outside. They might be on the inside, but, you know, there's a lot on the outside as well. Although you're not going to really eat the outside of the bloody grapefruit, are you? But any hard fruits or vegetables, just soak them in some bicarbonate of soda with water. A good heaped tablespoon of bicarbonate of soda in a bowl, mix it up, really stir it up so it, you know, it completely dissolves, and then just chuck your fruit or your veg in there, and that will, and leave it for 15 minutes, and that will help get rid of it. So back to another story. Want to lose weight, work in the evening, not morning, experts say. I love those experts. Exercise in between noon and midnight was found to cut insulin resistance, which can lead to weight gain by up to a quarter, Dutch researchers found. HRT might make women depressed. Here's another story. Women on menopause-busting gels, patches, and pills are up to twice as likely to be diagnosed with the blues, finds controversial study. Researchers in Denmark found that those taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy, were up to twice as likely to have their depression confirmed compared to those not taking the tablet, patches, and gels. I love this one. NHS advertises 700,000's worth of diversity officer roles in just a month. Outrage as precious cash is used to hire equality and well-being positions. Well-being. Despite op waiting lists sitting at a record high of 7 million. Okay, I'm going to show you. This is another one I'm going to show you and share with you. Ready? Okay, so here we go. Let me come back to that. So let me come to that. Let me share my screen again. Share screen. There we go. So there you go. So these are NHS annual salaries: a nurse 37,000, a paramedic 36,000, a GP 112,000, equality and diversity and inclusion specialist 77,000, a group associate director of equality and diversity and inclusion 64,000, equality, diversity, inclusion and engagement manager 55,000. The Health Service posted 16 job vacancies at trusts in England and Wales in October that focused on diversity, equality, inclusion and well-being. The roles have a combined annual salary of more than 700,000 shown in the graph. For comparison, okay, the same cash could pay for 6 GPs, 19 nurses or 20 paramedics. Former Health Secretary Sajid Javid vowed to stamp out waste or wokery in the Health Service. But Steve Barclay, pictured, who now holds the role, is yet to set out his position. So there you go. What a blooming joke. Here's another one. Get your sperm checked on the high street for £150. Superdrug sells tests which assesses quality and quantity of swimmers. Superdrug today started offering the first ever male fertility service on the UK's high streets. Doctors look at the quantity, quality, mortality, how quickly and efficiently sperm can move, and the volume. Honestly, I think for those who haven't had the jibby, okay, they might be, their sperm might be worth an absolute fortune in the read, but that's just my opinion. Now, this is something I've just started doing recently because I've said on here before that I've been suffering with, since I've given up the dreaded weed back in January, I do suffer with a lot of dreaming. And I dream every night now, but for months I had really, really bad dreams. And then my partner told me to try reading. Reading for just 30 minutes a day could help you live longer. In the final part of his brilliant series, Dr. Michael Mosley reveals more tiny tweaks to transform your health. Feeling better about yourself, having more get up and go, even being healthier, doesn't have to involve upending your daily routine. So yeah, I leave this downstairs now when I go up to bed, and switch off your Wi-Fi if you can. And also read a book. Try just reading a book. I've started reading a book and I can't believe it. It makes me really tired and it rests my mind, and I'm still dreaming, but I don't have bad dreams anymore. So here's one for the ladies and gentlemen. The clitoris is even more sensitive than we thought. Female erogenous zone contains over 10,000 nerve fibers. That's 20% more than previously estimated, study reveals. Researchers from Oregon Health and Science University have completed the first well-known count of nerve fibers in the erogenous zone. And men are still trying to find it to this day. Aren't they, ladies? Thought I'd get that one in before someone else does in the chat. Okay, so there you go. There's your health headlines. It's 20 to 10. we've done an hour and 40 minutes. I've got some terrible jokes to leave you with, but I'm going to just go back to the chat first and interact with you a little bit. Let's interact with you. So where are we? I've highlighted where my last chat was. There we go. Let's take that out. Sorry about that. Annette. Spanish sugar. I still got a James Brown going on. Okay, I don't know what that is. Yeah. NHS can ask what they want. I will keep well away if possible. Good advice, it sounds to me. I haven't seen an NHS doctor in, like, I've forgotten how many years now. I really have. Oh, I get it. I feel good. I knew that I would. I saw James Brown live at Glastonbury. Year after he died. It wasn't my fault, but he was feeling good at the time. Jimmy Hagan, you eat blue cheese when you have an infection. Sounds a lot better than antibiotics if true. There you go. Yeah, blue cheese full of bacteria, isn't it? Regina, I drink soda water. Okay. Kitty, never drink tap water, makes me throw up. Blue cheese is an antibiotic. Yeah. It's got live bacteria in it, hasn't it? Jimmy Hagan, it's amazing to know. Thanks, Jimmy. We'll try that next time. Spanish chicken. Tap water is pretty shit here. I think it's pretty shit everywhere. You're a plumber, mate. I'm sure you know all about tap water. Do you drink tap water? What do you have? How do you bottled water? There's RO water and reverse osmosis. You can have a reverse osmosis which puts the minerals back in. You can have it fitted under your sink. It's quite expensive though. I think they cost a good few £100 to have it done. Where Regina's in Windsor. Oh, I say, Regina. Windsor. Lovely. Only joking. Windsor's a lovely place. Next to Slough. You sure you don't live in Slough? If you're in spring water, then that's different, John. Yeah, spring water's great. I found a spring near me, literally about 15 minutes away, but it's about getting to it, as in and getting bottles under it and transferring it over to me. Uni said something, or Taylor rather. Equality. Okay. Get the blacks, Hispanics, and shut up, Uni. Play another tune, man. Yeah, Spanish. Yeah, here comes the fanboy. Yeah, hit the fanboy. Yeah. Where do you live, Spanish? He lives in Bristol. He's a Bristolian. I'm sure he won't mind me telling you that. Oh, he has said it. Yeah. Regina, I've been reading a lot too. I love reading, but it costs. Does it? Yeah, I don't read a lot. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, I've got loads of books about health and stuff like that, and herbs and God knows what. I'm trying to read like just fiction, or is it non-fiction? Yeah, fiction. There you go. Miss Blue Sky says regular sleep pattern is what helps me with sleep and dreaming and keeping the phone away from me. Yeah. Absolutely, Jimmy. Where is the clitoris when you need one? Weefy man, back for the shite jokes. Yeah, Don't worry. They're coming, mate. They're coming. You know you want them. You know you want them. Oh, you sent a silly joke, but you missed it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, Regina, blue cheese, yummy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure you live in Windsor. Oh, Spanish is doing reverse osmosis. I'm trying to replace all the water in my body with alcohol. Nice one, mate. That's really good. Really good. Oh, and they're coming through already. Here we go. There was an old man from Calcutta who looked through a hole in the shutter. All he could see was a girl's pair of knees and a man's ass who was up her. Thank you very much. And yeah, I've been reading fiction in these moments, though I like non-fiction. Thank you. Good show, Robert. Nice and fluid, mate. Thank you very much. Spanish. I do try. I do a lot of research, believe it or not, for these shows. And thanks, Uni, as well. Thanks, Taylor. Thank you very much. So you ready for the terrible jokes now? Here we go. Okay. Health jokes. Here they go. Ready? Doctors are saying not to worry about the bird flu because it's tweetable. That's very apt at the moment because chickens are being slaughtered because of bird flu. I got my girlfriend a Get Better Soon card. She's not sick. I just think she could get better. So the doctor says, Joe, I've got some bad news for you. You've got 6 months to live. Joe says, 6 months? Doc, I can't pay your bill in 6 months. I can't do it. Doctor says, okay, I'll give you a year. Now listen to this one, all right? You've got to think about this one, right? I'll be ill if you move the apostrophe. I'll be ill if you remove the apostrophe. Think about it. I had a neck brace fitted years ago. I've never looked back since. Doctor told his patient to stop using a Q-tip, but it went in one ear and out the other. I like that one. Okay, this is a very apt one for the show tonight as well. Doctor, your body has run out of magnesium, patient. OMG. Think about it. Okay. And lastly, ready? Today I was checked by Dr. BG. I hope I will be staying alive, staying alive. Okay, and that hits. That hits. Yeah, that brings me on to hit. Please like, subscribe, and do comment because it's going to help my channel and Raconteurs news as well. Because I do want you to subscribe and I do want you to comment if you can, please, and do like the show. If you don't, you don't. Okay, but thanks for joining me. Thanks to everyone that's joined me tonight. I'm going to put the link up now. For anyone who wants to join me in the after show. So let me find that. And I'm going to also just do my last comments here as well. Invite, there we go. So let's copy that. That's copied. Let's bring that over here. Let's put the link there, paste, and off we go. Okay, so let's see what you thought of my jokes. Here we go. Spanish says, get on the after chat, you melts. I hate BGs, Regina. Weefy Man says, still better than Russell Brand. Don't kill the show for fuck's sake, Rob. Chris Partridge, amazing jokes. Chris is the man. You're the man, Chris. It's okay to keep your chickens inside. Unfortunately, if found to be infected, you will be exterminated with the flock. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for that. Yeah, Spanish Nat goes all tits up. Yeah, it definitely did, mate. Just before I go then, I mean, Miss Blue Sky said about doing a show maybe to do with mental health and stuff like that. Yeah. Any other ideas for shows? If you want to put it in the chat, please do so, and we can maybe do a show on it. You know, whatever you think. But we're nearly there. We're nearly out. I've got already 2 people waiting. I'm not going to bring you on. I've got the usual. I've got Taylor who's waiting, and someone else who I've been encouraging to come on, who's always in here. Nice one. Nice to see you, Chris. So we've got already 2 people in the after chat. And that says, excellent information, Robert. Thanks. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who's watched tonight, and thanks to everyone who watches the after show as well. And there's someone in Facebook also. I can see a like there. So thanks for the Facebook watcher as well. I don't know who you are. I should have gone on Facebook. Maybe I can. I don't know if there was any comments. Maybe I can quickly check. I don't know. Just before I go. Facebook there. Let's have a look. Raconteurs news. Let's have a look. Raconteurs news. I'll probably see myself now. I can't see it. So I can't see it. So I don't know. Never mind. That's fine. I'm back again. Proper enjoyed the show. Thank you. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Miss Blue Sky, Spanish, everyone that's watched tonight. John, thank you very much. Oh, John's got a joke before we go. Geordie says to the doctor, Doctor, I think I'm a bar of chocolate. Doctor says, you're Pokemon. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. I love a dark bounty myself. I really do. I don't like those. I don't like the milk bounty. And John's, and then to finish, Rob, your jokes are improving. Good night, all you lovely children of the universe. Yep. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Weefy says Mandy Genre was the Facebook fan. Thanks, Mandy. Thank you very much for watching, and anyone else who's watched on Facebook, I really appreciate it. It was on the Raconteurs show. So I'll be back probably in another couple of weeks. I might pop on next week and do a happy hour again with some positive news stories if I can find it. It's just something I do randomly if I feel like it, just to put some positivity into the world. I hope you've loved my dragon t-shirt tonight as well. I will see you all very, very soon. I'm just going to put the link out one more time, paste it in for anyone who wants it. There you go. It's there. So come and join us in the after chat, or don't. It's up to you. But we're going to talk just nonsense probably. And I'll see you later. Thanks again for watching, everyone. And see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye for now.